Hi, my name is Maya. Welcome back to my channel. Today I made the bold decision to watch He's All That. And I don't want to exaggerate or anything, but it was probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I just want to make something clear. First of all, I don't give two shits about Addison Rae. Why did I watch this movie? I don't know. I just really like bad teen rom-coms, and I was like, this seems up my alley. This seems something that might be like a good cringe watch. Like, I enjoy it. I enjoy the trash content most of the time. And I don't care about Addison Rae. I don't even have TikTok. I barely know who she is. She's just a TikToker who is popular. So I don't have any stake in this game. I have none. If Addison Rae were to disappear off this earth, it wouldn't change my life. It would just be the exact same. She means nothing to me. Neither good nor bad. She means nothing to me. But let me tell you something, Addison, honey, I'm sure you're a nice girl. You cannot act. I'm usually fine with okay acting. I don't tend to get turned off by mediocre acting. But oh my God, Addison, honey, it's just not for you. I heard you're into music. Maybe we should go that route. I don't know if your music's any better, but maybe don't act. Don't do it. You're not good. And maybe you can get better at it. Maybe if you put in some more effort and did acting classes, perhaps there would be an improvement. But at the moment, Addison, your line delivery and your emotional expressions were not good. And I'm sorry. Sorry. I just had to get that off the bat. But to be honest, no one in this movie was doing a good job. The best actor was the guy's grandma, in my opinion. I think everyone did a bad job. So it's not just you. This was a collective, badly acted show. And that's kind of annoying because most of these people are professional actors. I know Madison Pettis, I don't know, and that guy from Girl Meets World, they were in this. They've acted before. Granted, they acted on Disney Channel, but they have still acted before. And the guy who played the main love interest, he's on Cobra Kai, which he gladly demonstrated his kickboxing abilities to me, the viewer, in a very long, drawn-out dance, or not dance. There was also a long, drawn-out dance, but a long, drawn-out fight scene where he was ooh, ninja-y. But honestly, it wasn't all their fault, because when you're given a really bad script and really bad directing, you can't all blame it on the actors. They're trying their best. Well, some of them were trying their best. I'm sure Addison was also trying her best, but she needs professional training. I don't think she's ever had professional training. And even the people with professional training were really, really struggling, you know? Ooh, it was cringy. It was bad. There was this one scene where they were talking in the train station, and Addison was asking, Addison, what's her name? I just watched it. I literally just turned it off. Her name was Paget. Paget was talking to Cameron and was asking him about his dead mom. And the way that this scene was acted, I thought that Cameron was joking about how his mom died, because he was like, hey, my mom died in a plane crash. And I was like, what the fuck? A plane crash? And then he was explaining the plane crash, and it was it was so weird. And the way that they were delivering it, he looked like he was holding back a smirk, and she looked like she was holding back a smirk. And it was this is an emotional scene. You're talking about dead mom. This is the dead mom scene. I'm supposed to feel bad for dead mom, not question whether he's lying about dead mom dying in a plane crash, because it didn't, like, the line delivery was so weird, and the way she was, like, trying to, like, show sympathy, like, it came off like she was grinning. Like, it looked like they were holding back laughs. And it's like, I understand that, yes, plane crashes are, like, that's such a weird choice for mom to die in. Very few people die in plane crashes. It was a weird choice. But, like, you could have tried to not be almost laughing, professional actor and TikToker. We could have done something that was not that, because it was just such a bad scene. Like, it was probably the worst scene in this entire movie. And there were plenty of bad, cringily acted scenes that was just horrible. But I'm getting ahead of myself because I feel like this is my day off. This is like, I don't have day offs that often, okay? And I was like, I just want to watch a bad rom-com. I want shit TV. Like, it was just bad. Like, it wasn't bad good. It was just bad. Like, I'm not ever gonna want to watch that again. And I love bad rom-coms. So, like, I feel offended that I wasted an hour and a half of my life on this. So, let me just rewind. I'm getting ahead of myself. First point, badly acted. Second point, badly directed. Oh my Jesus Lord, who directed this? Please don't ever direct another movie ever again. Or go get schooling. I don't like TikTok. Well, I never had TikTok, but like I don't like short form content. And I don't find a lot of amusement watching the few TikToks I have watched. And so a lot of it was filmed via like, or I guess it was, what was it? Like, she was talking to her camera a lot, and a lot of the decisions made was to have it be like a phone screen, which is an interesting kind of thing. But then you see that they did like multiple phone screen shots, and it was just so bad. And then there was like this really bad clothing montage where they did like shots of them wearing like one piece of clothing, and they were all like dancing in front of the camera, and it like didn't make any sense. It was supposed to be the makeover montage, but the makeover montage sucked. Like, it wasn't even a proper makeover montage. It was just them trying on a scarf, a hat, and like some shoes, and there were some weird shoe shots. It was a weird choice. Like, there was just some really weird decisions made. Also, the script was bad. It was so cringy. Lines were so cringy. It was painful to watch. She said that losing her sponsorship would be problematic for her college. What the fuck? And the movie tries to be like self-aware of the cringe, but it's not doing a good job because even the lines that are self-aware are also cringe. And it was just, oh, it was painful. It was painful. Oh no. No, Netflix. Why Netflix? Well, I mean, I watched it on the day it came out, not for Addison Rae, for purely coincidental reasons. This happened to be my day free, and this just happened to have come out today, and this just happened to be the mood I was in. But wow. Okay, where do I begin? I already did a lot, but I'm not actually going to talk about the plot now and the entire movie thing, because I'm sorry, I went on a bit of a rant. Okay, I have not seen She's All That, so I don't know if this is similar to the She's All That plot. I have not seen it. I'm kind of interested in She's All That now because I wonder if it's like better. But we start off with Miss Paget, aka Addison Rae, and she is a like makeup influencer gal, and she pretends to have this like perfect, luxurious, rich life, but really her mom is just a nurse, like a single mom nurse, and they're living in like a small apartment. And so she's hiding this from the world. She like pretends that she lives in this high class condo building, but she doesn't tell them the truth that she like lives in this honestly kind of like just small house. Okay. And so we start off with that. We see her kind of doing her makeup influencer thing. She's putting on her morning makeup, but don't worry, she woke up with a full face of makeup. She just had to add a little bit more because heaven forbid she not wake up with like a full face of makeup. Be just horrendous. That's not what we want to see from Addison Rae. We find out that she's been making bank being a makeup influencer and that this is going to go towards her college fund. First prop I will give this movie. I appreciate the fact that Paget actually cared about going to university and was putting the money aside that she made as a makeup influencer to go to university. Like, she was going to NYU, I believe. She had the goals to continue doing that. She didn't think that she was going to be like a makeup influencer for the rest of her life. Like, she wanted to go to university. She was good at school. She had that drive and she was using that money responsibly. And she also like paid for her mom's like plumbing bill. So I appreciated that. I actually did. I think that like, though she did use some of the money to like buy stuff for herself, she also was using that money responsibly. And so I definitely really appreciaed that. And I liked that. I will admit I liked that. I'm not all naysayer. I actually will point out things I liked in the movie. Very few, but there were some. So she leaves for the morning. She jumps in her friend's Lexus and she's got a croquembouche. If you don't know what a croquembouche is, you've never watched the Food Network, so you're uncultured, so I just won't tell you what the croquembouche is. But it was an interesting choice for her to have made a croquembouche because they're very hard to make. So like, when did she make this croquembouche? Like, it was foretold previously when she was talking to her followers in the morning that she had been baking the night before. But croquembouche, extremely hard to make, okay? That's a very hard thing to make. Second of all, she's just gonna spend like 4 hours after school making a croquembouche? What's the reason, you may ask? Well, her boyfriend, John Vandermeer, they sang a song about it, but she was so irrelevant to me, I don't remember. Anyways, he's shooting a music video. Woo! So she's gonna go there with her croquembouche to surprise him because, as one does, when their boyfriend is shooting a music video, they bake a croquembouche. But don't worry, she used almond flour because her boyfriend's gluten-free now. What a very considerate girlfriend she is. It's actually kind of sweet. Fuck, I'm not supposed to be nice to this movie. Back on track. Then we get introduced to Cameron, who is the loser, ugly, antisocial boy. And he's not like other girls. I kid you not. Like, okay, props to them for actually making a he's not like other boys type character, because we never see that. It's always she's not like other girls. But he is not like other girls. Cameron doesn't use social media. Cameron takes pictures just for himself. Cameron wears a beanie and has long hair and wears plaid. It's a stereotypical loser boy. He's like attractive, okay? And he's like an attractive sad boy who like hates high school and wants to go on a backpacking trip during summer. Props to fucking Cameron. I also went on a backpacking trip after I finished high school and it was amazing. So like, I respect that. I also liked how this man had no driver initiative on what he wanted to do for the rest of his life. Like, we find out later that he doesn't believe in college, which honestly, like, fair enough. College is extremely expensive and like, you know, you're not guaranteed a job after you spend all that money. And there are different routes you can take if you don't want to go to university and have a mental breakdown every single week. Because let me tell you something, I'm going to my 5th year of university and I am not having fun. And I have wasted a lot of my family's money. So, is it worth it? Who knows? But I feel like if he's really into photography, I know that he's kind of like against sharing his photography for like the reasons because he's not like other boys, but he could want to be a famous photographer. He could want to be a travel photographer, and we could have that be like what he wants to do with his life instead of making him like completely motivationalist. He just wants to bum around. Like, give him some drive. Like, anything. He doesn't need to just be like bumming around because he hates the system. Like, he can have alternative routes of creativity. Like, I think they should have pushed for travel photographer or like some sort of thing. And Addison Rae did bring that up. I'm just gonna keep calling her Addison Rae. Paget did bring that up, where she was like, hey, you could make money off of photography. And he's like, that's not why I do it. And it's like, okay, well then what are you gonna do for the rest of your life, boy? Like, you live with your grandma right now. Grandma's gonna die soon. I'm sorry. Grandma's gonna die. What are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do truly for the rest of your life? You have to make some sort of income. Are you gonna work a minimum wage job? You don't seem like a minimum wage job kind of guy. You seem to hate big corporations. So why don't you just make money off of your photography? If you really love doing it, and that can be your career. Like, you need to make money to live, honey. I'm so sorry. You don't seem to have any other wills or drives or anything else that you want to do. I mean, you could work at a horse stable for the rest of your life because he's a horse girl. He's not like other girls, and he's a horse girl. I mean, whoa there. There were way more horses in this movie than I thought there was going to be, which is weird. Is this a thing? Is this an Addison Rae thing? Horses? Or did they just make this up for this movie? I'm like so confused as to how the horses fit into the brand of this movie. Because there's a brand of this movie. And it's dancing. And that one fight scene, that was really weird. Anyways, we get introduced to him. He's not like other girls. He's got a little sister. Don't know her name. I'm going to call her Blonde Girl. Blonde Girl is really into Jordan. His name is Jordan, not John. Jordan Van de Meer. His music and his vibe and all that. She into that. She's really into Paget as well, which will come back later. But she's into social media and all that. And of course, Cameron is not like other girls, so he is not into that. So then we go to the music video, and Paget shows up with her croquembouche, and they're like, go to the music video trailer. And this was in the trailer for the movie, and she's like, they open up the trailer, and oh my god, look, it's Peyton List, aka Jordan Van de Meer. They said like 18 billion times. I was too busy being shook and cringe the entire time. Anyways, he's cheating. He's a lying, cheating hoe who always has his shirt off for reasons unknown to me, the viewer. There must be some sort of statement to this, some purpose I'm just not understanding, a grand purpose, if you will. Anyways, he is hooking up, cheating. We don't appreciate that. And she, rightfully so, loses her shit. Addison kind of acts this. She I don't know, she's like, didn't do a very good job at like seeming upset. Like, it just felt like she was fake upset. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was... Anyways, she throws the croquembouche at him, which honestly, I appreciated that. Like, they got his croquembouche, and then she kept like throwing the pieces of the croquembouche at him continuously. Anyways, they were live streaming this entire thing, and her friend Alden, Madison Pettius, if that's how you pronounce her name, was still filming. Alden was still filming, so she did this all on her live stream in front of, I think she's at 800K, but they said that she like lost followers, and I'm a little bit confused as to like why they didn't go for a higher follower count. I think they should have gone million and up, because I don't think that, like, she kind of was at a mid influencer. It shouldn't, like, I don't know if they were trying to have her like working up as an influencer, but I feel like it wouldn't be such a big deal if someone with like 800K followers did something like that. But like if someone with like 10 million followers did that, maybe it would be like a bigger, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they should have upped her follower count. I feel like that was a little bit weird that she was like quite low on the follower count. That was a little bit weird to me. Anyways, she was live streaming to her followers. Apparently 200K plus people saw it. And then she became a meme called Bubble Girl. And I just want to like crawl into a hole, fill myself up with the dirt, and like die down there when I heard that. What the absolute fuck? So like everyone's now mad at her and like making fun of her because she had a snot bubble in her nose. And never mind the fact that she just got cheated on. Like, she's allowed to be upset. And the internet's being so mean to her. I don't know if this is supposed to be a commentary on how the internet like misconstrues situations and can like be mad at the wrong person. I'm just assuming this was just bad writing so we can get the conflict started. So anyways, she is a meme. She has lost followers because she threw croquembouche at her cheating boyfriend. And honestly, if I caught my boyfriend cheating, I would also throw croquembouche at him. If I had a croquembouche to throw at him, I would do that. I feel you, Addison. Feel ya. Anyways, she loses her sponsor, and this was problematic to her college, which again, I appreciate that she's using the money to get into college, but they kept referencing the fact that she lost her college fund because she lost her sponsorship. But had she not already put that money away? The sponsor can't just take away money they've already given you, right? Like if it's in like an RESP, how did she lose that? Like you don't just lose followers and then immediately lose your sponsor, your one sponsor, and then lose your college fund that she's already giving you. Like, did you not put money away beforehand? I'm so confused as to how she kept referencing she lost her college fund, but like, no, you didn't lose your college fund. You lost a sponsorship. Yeah, you're not going to be getting any more money coming from that sponsor, but you should have put money away for your college beforehand. She can't take that away from you. It's money she's already given you. Maybe I just don't understand sponsors, but that doesn't seem to compute in my brain. How can you, that didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. Anyways, so she goes to school, she's upset, and also around this time, we meet Cameron's BFF, Nisha. She wears overalls. I wear overalls. I felt an immediate connection to this girl. She was cute. They had a cute little friendship going on there. She tried her best in acting. Maybe she didn't, but I felt like she tried her best. Also, we learned that Jordan, Paget's ex, has like beef, has beef with Cameron. So, you know, you guys have some drama for the fight scene later. Fight. Why does this fight scene? Anyway, so the main crux of this movie, which I'm assuming is the main crux of She's All That, is the bet, right? So Alden, who obviously is trying to sabotage Paget, if you will. I'm gonna start calling her Paget because I think it's just fun fresh and fruity. She's trying to sabotage her because she kept filming the live stream when Paget was throwing croquembouche at her ex-lover. Oh, yes, this movie says sex and fuck once. Oh, so scandalous. I don't know who the audience is meant for because, like, at times they were referencing, like, you know, like sex and stuff like that. But also, like, there was 2 kisses in this, and well, no, that's not true. There was 4 kisses in total, and they were like pretty tame kisses. It seemed though like it was a tweeny bopper movie, but they would also try to like reference some teen and like adult stuff. So it's a little bit confused as to like who the audience was. Like they couldn't choose who they were trying to market this for. And I wonder if it's because like Addison might have like younger skewing audience, but also they want teens to watch it because, and me, I guess, who's 22, also watch this. And I'm sure other people who are my age and above watch this. All the YouTubers who want to make that coin because this movie's new and people want to make fun of Addison for this. And I don't want to make fun of Addison for this because she made some money and she looked like she was having fun. She got to throw croquembouche at Peyton List. I would be having fun too. She got to kiss Bruce Tanner, who I don't necessarily care about, but he's pretty good looking. don't knock her. She's trying to make money, but just don't make another movie, Addison. Just can you promise me that? I know you're never gonna see this, but can you promise me this? What was I saying? Oh, the bet. So Alden, she makes this bet with Paget, and it's basically she has to make over this loser dude into like being prom king. Pretty standard, pretty simple. So they go around the school, and there's this montage of them looking at loser kids. And there was this one guy who was like apparently a drug dealer, but he was a bad boy with a social media presence because everyone loves the bad boys. He looked to me very tame, so do with that what you will. I work at a halfway house. Then we go and see Nerd Boy. He apparently sold his software or something to a big tech industry and is going to make billions. Good for him. He sets his arm on fire when he sees cute girls looking at him. We stan the stereotypical Asian nerd. And then we go and we land on Cameron, who is perpetually taking pictures with his old camera. He wears a beanie and like a bad haircut. That doesn't flatter him that well. And he wears some pretty stereotypical, I'm not like other boys clothes. But also just regular clothes because like he's wearing a plaid t-shirts and jeans. Like I don't understand how that makes him like a loser. He's just wearing regular clothes. Anyways, they settle on him. They're like, oh, he's antisocial. He has no social media presence. You'll never be able to get him. And Addison is like, I will take this bet. And apparently the loser has to tattoo loser on themselves. That's like a pretty hardcore bet. Okay? I have tattoos. They're permanent. And, that's honestly kind of hardcore. So she's got a lot riding on this, or she's gonna have losers tattooed on her arm. You know, they didn't specify where she could have gotten loser tattooed on her. So I feel like she could have done it like in a more hidden area. But at the end of the movie, we see that she chooses the arm. And it's like, why would you choose the arm? You could have chosen anywhere on your body. You could have done your back so like no one would see it unless they're in a bathing suit. But you chose the arm, so now everyone's gonna see your loser tattoo. I just don't understand the logic on that. If there was no specification of where you had to get the tattoo, then like, why did you get it on such a visible area, you know? I don't understand. It doesn't compute in my brain. Anyways, so they make the bet, and then Paget is gonna try to worm her way into this I'm not like other boys guy. Ooh, he wears a beanie. He's so bad. He's so bad. Anyways, she like comes up to him and is like, hey, do you want to take some pictures for the car wash to raise money for the prom? And he's like, ugh, prom? Ew, I'm not like other boys. I don't want to go to the prom. I don't like prom. It's just an antiquated high school thing. Ew, no, I'm too cool for that. I'm not like them. I'm not like other boys. And he says no, basically. But she doesn't give up. No. She wheedles his little sister, blonde girl, for information, and is like, hey, what does Cameron like to do? Like, what are his hobbies? Like, and she's like, photography. And it's like, no, bitch. Like, yeah, that's obvious. Like, give me more here. And then she's like, eventually lands on the fact that he likes movies that have something to do with a K. It was like Kung Fu and Kubrick and some other thing. And then music with like that in it. And again, not like other boys. He doesn't like the regular teen pop. He likes old shit. Like, he's just so quirky like that. Oh, it was so cringy. It was so cringy. Anyways, lands on the fact that he's a horse girl, which is a bold decision to make. I don't know why horses are in this movie. I'm probably missing a reference or something. If there is a reference, let me know what it is, because I'm truly mind-boggled. So she goes to the stables that he works at every single morning before school. School starts at like what, 8:45, 8:30? US people, what time does your school start? So he's up there probably like 4 in the morning to like get there for probably like 5 in the morning to like muck the stables. Miss Paget, she is dead of fucking cated, and she is up there right around the same time as him, probably 6 in the morning. She's got little pigtails, she's looking fly, she's in a little outfit, she is fucking ready to ride horses. They muck stables, they have convo. She gets on a horse, takes a picture on the horse, and then doesn't end up riding the horse. She falls down, he laughs at her, she throws poo at him. It is a moment truly to go down in rom-com history. Wow, the chemistry was 0 out of 10. I felt like they had no romantic chemistry at all, like none. It was honestly kind of disappointing to me because I was like, they're two attractive people. They should have more chemistry. Like, there was none. There was nothing. There was no spark. If they come out saying they're dating, I'm going to be like, no, you're not. Don't lie to me. There was nothing. There was nothing there. Like, literally nothing. I've seen bros in Supernatural with more chemistry. No, I'm literally not kidding. What the absolute fuck? Why was there no chemistry? Anyways, so yeah, they threw poo and they had fun. They laughed. It was a whole moment. And Paget's like, hey, you want to come to my karaoke party or someone else's karaoke party this weekend? And Misha, wearing another lovely pair of overalls, is like, yeah, bro, let's go. So they go, and there's this really cringy karaoke party where they have a DJ and karaoke, like with a stage. And it's a pool party, but they were not told it was a pool party, so they didn't show up in swimsuits, and it was kind of embarrassing. Ooh, they're outcasts. Ooh. Anyways, they're in cute little swimsuits. I'm gonna give the movie this. I didn't mind the wardrobe. Like, yeah, it was kind of basic, but there was nothing super cringy. Like, even the dresses they wore to the prom were like typical high school dresses. Like, everyone was dressing very typical. Like, it dressed as though they were high schoolers. It wasn't anything super crazy. They were in t-shirts and shorts and like dresses and like cute little short, like most of the clothing was something that you would see someone wear normally. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. The wardrobe was fine. Like, I didn't mind the wardrobe. So good job, wardrobe person, whoever you are, except for whoever put Peyton List in those pants. No. But again, it was the whole point. Back to the karaoke party. We have the two best friends of Paget, Alden, and what's her name on the stage. Oh, is her name Celeste? Someone said Celeste. I don't remember who they're referring to. Anyways, they're on the stage and they're singing really badly to a song. And the DJ is cringing, everyone's cringing. Pizza Hut and KFC sponsored this karaoke party, and it shook me to my core to see Pizza Hut at a teen pool party. Pizza Hut. I'm so sorry. A, Pizza Hut's bad. B, name one teen who wouldn't go with Panago. Do you have Panago in the States? Or literally any other pizza company. Pizza Hut's like low of the low. And then KFC at a teen party. I mean, it was a weird choice. But we gotta get the sponsorship in somehow. You know, like Garnier, Core water bottles. Sponsorships, man. We're gonna pay for this movie somehow. Pizza Hut and KFC got a whole moment. They got a whole, like, segment. I'm pretty sure the entire karaoke party was just made up so that they could put the Pizza Hut and KFC sponsorships in. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Mr. Cameron is really fallen for Paget because I don't think a girl's ever given him this much attention before. And I believe he wants to get laid, which, okay, that's decent motivation. I respect that, Cameron. So he's kind of digging Paget, and Paget is kind of digging him too. It's a modern day romance. There is something going on here. We'll pretend there's chemistry. And they get to this karaoke party, and Miss Paget goes on the stage, and she is singing Teenage Dream by Katy Perry, a bomber song, amazing song. She's doing a good job. She's doing a little TikTok dance with it. I assume it's a TikTok dance. I'm assuming that all of these are meant to be TikTok dances because that's the whole point, right? So Addison's doing some dancing and she's singing because, she's trying to further that singing career, which honestly, girl, better than the acting career, okay? Just shoot your shot, but if you miss, move on. And so she's singing, and then, oh my God, Jordan Vandermeer, he comes with his new beau, who he was cheating on her with, and she gets so shook that she starts singing badly. And Cameron, like a knight in shining armor, he runs up on stage, and he starts singing Teenage Dream as well, and now they're duetting, and guess what? It's all being live streamed. It's all going according to Paget's plan to get him to be popular and be prom king. So they sing. It's actually not that bad, but auto-tune. And so then they leave the party. She gets a ride with them in Cameron's car. And we find out that Cameron was in Glee Club. They're just giving all of the stereotypes of like outcast girl to this dude. And I think that's freaking hilarious. Like, they didn't even try to change it. Like, Glee Club horse girl, not like other girls mentality. Like, come on. You didn't even try to, like, change it to be the not like other boys. You just took the girl and put it on a boy. Whatever. Anyways, so she leaves her wallet in there because she's a sneaky gal. She wants a second date. And then she, calls him up calls up his little sister because he doesn't have a properly working phone. Because he's not like other girls. And she calls up his sister and is like, hey, I left my thingy in this car. Can I come over and grab it? So then she does. And once again, we get some just blooming chemistry. I don't really remember what happened in this scene. Oh yeah, they go riding again. There are many horses, but we only ever really see 2 horses in this stable. Gilly, what do I remember the name of the horse? And another horse. They go riding again, and they're bonding. Shit's going down, okay? They have spent now collective of 4 days together, and shit is just wow. Like, it is going down. They are probably madly in love at this point. This is the point we're at. So they go riding, and then she invites, and then we kind of flash forward a little bit. I don't know. She invites him to this get down like F squat party where they're throwing like a Great Gatsby themed party. A, love Great Gatsby. B, love this party theme. C, wish I was invited. I have no complaints. I kind of think it was a fun idea. Props to the movie. I thought that was a fun idea for a party. And they looked cute in their little bomber dresses and their little outfits. So she uses this party as an excuse to do the makeover, which consists of, as I mentioned before, a really bad shopping montage and then a haircut. And that's it. He shaves a little bit. And that's the makeover. It was very lackluster. He basically took off his glasses and he was a completely different guy. can't. I literally can't. It was so stupid. Anyways, but she cuts his hair herself, which again, I'm gonna give the movie props for this because they could have easily just taken him to a salon. She could have been like, okay, cut here, right? But the fact that they actually had her give him the haircut made it seem as though she put in more effort than she actually did. So I kind of appreciated that a little bit. And it also kind of showed like she was in fact on a budget. So she couldn't take him for a nice fancy haircut. She did it herself. So it kind of showed she had like some skills. So that was a good choice, actually. I think that was a good choice. Also good shows. Also, we got the hair grooming, but there wasn't a lot of focus on the haircut, which I think was a bit of a shame. Anyways, so they go to this party. Things are popping, and Nisha and other best friend who's not Alden meet on this balcony. And there's some gay love vibes because, you know, we gotta be inclusive. And then Jordan Vandermeer hits on Cameron's little sister. And I just want to I want to know, movie, because you never really specifically told me this, but how old is Cameron's little sister? My guess is 14. It seems as though she's like new to high school and they're seniors in high school. That was established. Jordan is a senior. So it made me a teensy bit uncomfortable, especially because she looked significantly younger than Jordan did. Anyways, so apparently they like made out. We didn't see it, which I really appreciate that the movie didn't show us this because I do feel as though the actors were quite different in age, and I'm just really glad that they've forgone that. And then he tries to make like a sexual move on her, and she hits him with a pool ball. And I'm actually gonna say straight off the bat, I actually think that this was probably the best part of the movie. I think it was good that we kind of saw this girl who idolized Jordan kind of get into a situation where like she was uncomfortable and there was a lack of consent, and she was able to deal with it herself, which doesn't happen to everyone, obviously. But I'm kind of glad that like she didn't feel pressured to continue with him and actually stopped that and kind of knew her own, like she like stopped it. And I'm glad that happened because obviously he was taking advantage of her, and they kind of glossed over it a little bit, but it is the reason for the fight. So she comes out and she's really mad, and Cameron's like, well, what happened? And he's like, oh, and she explained the situation, and rightfully so, big brother Cameron is upset. So he beats the shit out of Jordan. And again, I wasn't mad. The fight scene was honestly kind of stupid because now that I know that Bruce Tanner's in Cobra Kai, I kind of understood that they were trying to show his like kickboxing ability. And he did a really nice spinning back kick. And he did a nice over the shoulder like roll throw thingy. I'm not proficient in grappling. I did kickboxing for 13 years though, so I do know a lot about that. But he did, like, it was actually kind of shocking to me when I saw him do a spinning back kick, because I was like, holy fuck, he did a spinning back kick. And then I like, and a good spinning back kick. And I was like, why is he doing a spinning back kick? And then I figured out he was in Cobra Kai, and I was like, that's why he's doing a spinning back kick. But no, you know what, I appreciated, like, she was upset. The movie didn't like try to make her seem like she was the villain or should have gone with him. No. They like painted Jordan as the bad dude, taking advantage of a young girl, and she knocked him on the head with a ping ball, and then he got knocked around by the older brother. And honestly, though the fight scene was kind of stupid, like it was a little bit out of place, I appreciated it, I guess. And then after the fight scene, Jordan dumps the camera, Cameron's camera, into the pool. And Cameron's camera, we found out earlier, is his mom's camera. And as I explained before, mom died in a plane crash. And why did they choose a plane crash? And why was that scene so bad? Anyways, mom died in a plane crash. So that's like the gift that he got from her. So it's very sentimental. Again, I kind of liked that. I liked how like he was using this old camera, but like it made sense why he was using the old camera. Do I think that dead mom dying in a plane crash was kind of stupid? Yeah, but like also I kind of appreciated that. Anyways, it got ruined. It got dumped in the pool. He was very upset. He stormed off. He yelled at Paget. They got into a little bickering, this fight thing for like no reason. I don't know. He was just mad. But again, he had kind of a right to be upset. Like, I think that sentimental item being ruined and also finding out that your sister was almost, raped is a right to be kind of upset, And that, I get that. So this fight scene goes viral. And because of this fight scene going viral, he gets nominated for Prom King, which again, things are going Paget's way, and Paget's completely out of control of this. I find it really funny that like things go according to Paget's plan, but Paget has nothing to do with them going according to Paget's plan. Like she just kind of like happens upon these things. Like they just happen to be recording like these live moments that make him more popular, and they're the genuine moments, not the fabricated moments that Paget makes up. Like the karaoke moment was Cameron like genuinely just trying to help her, and then the fight scene again was just Cameron just being genuine. And I guess that's kind of the point, right? Is like instead of these fake manufactured moments, the moments that make Cameron actually popular are the ones where he's being genuine and like trying to help. Do I give the movie credit for this? I guess so. I mean, there was kind of that message, but again, this is a film starring a TikToker, so like how seriously are we taking this message? I know she's trying to branch out, but maybe not acting. Anyways, so he's nominated for Prom King, and he's like, I am gonna do a Prom King campaign because I want to take Jordan down. And I'm like, okay, you know what? That's actually a good motivation for him to actually want to be into actually doing the Prom King thing. Again, I will give him credit. That motivation makes sense. So then he makes up with Paget and they go to his house and he's like, hey, I want to show you something. And you're like, interesting. Okay, so he brings her into his dark room, his photo developing room. Oh my god, why am I black room? You know the room where you develop your photos. Anyways, he brings her into his own little personal dark room, and he shows her the photos. And this whole thing has been that he's never showed anyone the photos that he's taken. And he's taken these like candid photos of strangers where they're like in the moment, and he's never shown anyone this, so he shows her this, and it's supposed to be like this gesture. And you know what, it was kind of cute. It's a cute gesture. I like that, except for I don't want to break or anything, but I took a photography class in grade 10 in high school, and I know that a dark room requires you to not have any light enter or it ruins the photos. He just has this be like a bedroom in his house. And I know that light entered because when they opened and closed the door, light was entering into the dark room. That's going to ruin his developing. It's going to ruin the chemicals. You can't have any light going in there. There's red lights in there for a reason. It's not just a dark room. It's not just a room with the light off. It's an actual dark room. In my photography class, when we went to the dark room to develop photos, you had to enter into like a subsidiary room, and then you enter into the dark room. Like no light can enter into the room. It ruins the chemicals and the photos you're developing. So this guy should not have properly developed photos if he's continuously opening the door where there's a light in the hallway. That kind of bugged me a little bit. It was just a really big inconsistency, and I think that it was kind of neat that they gave him his own little black dark room thingy, but also at the same time, that's not how it works. no light can enter that room. It ruins everything. So in reality, all of his photos should be fucked up because he's letting light in. But that's not the point of this scene. No. This is the smoochy scene. This is the first kiss scene. So they're talking, and he's like showing her the photos, and she's like, oh my god, I love these photos. They're so nice. And honestly, they're not that bad. They're just like photos of like candid shots of people living their life. The photography isn't that bad. It's actually kind of good. I'm gonna give him, again, I don't just criticize, I will give credit. I don't think the photography was that bad. I actually liked some of the photos that he took. But point is, she like drops some photos on the ground in the most staged way ever. It was awful. And she drops some photos on the ground. And he of course comes and he sits and they put them back into a pile there, and they kiss, and you know, it was a fine kiss. I'm not here to judge the kiss, but it was a fine, quick kiss. It was kind of a cute moment. I'm not heartless. It was a cute moment. And then he's like, I showed you all this because like I trust you. But oh my god, guess what? She did this all for a bet, so he can't trust her. So she freaks out and flees, and it's such a weird scene. Anyways, so then Cameron goes and he talks to his little sister, and he's like, hey, I need your advice. So we just kissed, and then things got weird, like she left. And she's like, okay, well, do you like her? And he's like, yeah. And it's like, okay, well, do you want to go prom with her? And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, okay, we got to do a promposal. And I was like, really? But he does do a promposal, actually. And then during the promposal, which is at the car wash that was previously mentioned earlier, so good callback movie, they're at the car wash, and he brings like this photo of her and then some roses. I don't know, it was something, it was a choice. And the sister is like videotaping it or live streaming it to who? I don't know. Anyways, so then Alden's also dating Jordan now. They hooked up at her F. Scott Fitzgerald party. I forgot to mention that. And she's also running for prom queen. That is important information. If you didn't know this already, Paget's also running for prom queen, but that should like go unsaid. It's very obvious. He shows up, he's doing the promposal, she's all happy, and Alden's like, aren't you gonna tell him? And Cameron's like, tell me what? She's like, well, about the bet. Like, she like just reveals it. And then obviously Cameron's hurt, so he walks off, and you know, it's a sad moment all around. We're all very heartbroken in the audience. And here's kind of where I get a little bit confused as to the timeline. So they announced the court, like the nominees for King and Queen of Prom. And there's supposed to be like campaigning going on, but we see none of the campaigning. And I think that was a huge miss on the part of the movies, because I think that they should have actually had Paget and Cameron campaign together for a little bit. I think there should have been some campaigning scenes. I think they should have done some campaigning for King and Queen. We should have showed more about Cameron wanting to be prom king because he wants to take Jordan down, because that motivation was completely lost after the whole Paget incident. And I kind of understand, but also I think that his entire motivation shouldn't just be lost because he lost Paget. Like, he can still run for prom king without Paget. And I think we actually should have seen some campaigning, because we saw none, and it just made making sense to me. So now we're heartbroken. We get some stellar acting from Addison about how she's upset, and she's been calling him Cameron a lot, and she talks to her mom about it and all that. So then we get kind of to like the end of the movie, and Paget is getting ready to go to prom, and she like calls up Cameron's little sister and is like, hey, can you do a favor for me? And the little sister does it for some reason, because I don't know, Paget's like, I really miss him and I messed up and la-di-da-do. Can you get him to come to prom for me? And being the horse girl that he is, Cameron is at the stables right now. The horse girls, am I right? We get to prom. It's super fun. So they rolling up to prom, and guess what's happening at prom? The dance team, guess who's captain of dance team? Paget, of course. Of course! You didn't think we were gonna watch an Addison Rae movie without dancing, did ya? And so they go to prom, and they're all in their little outfits, and it's time for the dance team to dance. And apparently it's gonna be a versus now. And there's a very, very long dance scene. I mean, probably like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes of my screen time. Maybe even more. It felt like an eternity of dancing. The dancing wasn't horrible. It wasn't anything mind-boggling or amazing, but it wasn't horrible. Like, it wasn't horrible to watch. It just felt so weird. Like, it went on way too long. There wasn't much of a oomph to it. Like, it felt really out of place and weird, and it just felt like they were trying to sell as many TikTok dances as they possibly could in that moment. So they had like a mashup of dance battle music going on and all that. It honestly, it was pretty boring to watch, but like it wasn't horrendous. It was just kind of weird and out of place. Like I don't know. I didn't hate the dancing. I'm not gonna like diss on the dancing per se, but like yeah, it was a little bit weird. And then, you know, it's time to announce prom king and queen. And prom king is Jordan. And up he goes. And he gets his crown. And we get that. And then prom queen is going to be Addison Rae, of course. And she goes up. And I kid you not, she has a PowerPoint presentation ready. And like, okay, it's not a but like to me it felt like a PowerPoint presentation. Because she has this photo slideshow to accompany her speech. And it's so fucking funny. Like, first of all, girl, why are you showing a photo slideshow at your prom queen acceptance speech? It's so cringy and out of place and weird. And she's just showing like these pictures being like, this is who you think I am, but this is who I actually am, and I'm gonna be real and authentic, and I really miss, like, Cameron. That's the gist of the speech, okay? You don't have to know anything else about the speech. But, like, her having basically a PowerPoint presentation to accompany her prom queen acceptance speech is fucking hilarious to me. Like, when did they set this up with AV Club? She was, like, so sure she was gonna win that they, like, set this up. It was weird. It was so weird. And like, I love using PowerPoint presentations unnecessarily. It's one of my most favorite things to do. Like, I will literally make a PowerPoint presentation about anything just to like make a PowerPoint presentation because I love doing it. I think it adds some fucking zest. But even I wouldn't make a PowerPoint presentation when I accept prom queen, even though I'm out of school and we never had proms in Canada and I would never have gotten it anyways. Hypothetically, if I were to have, for some reason, gone to the States and been popular enough for that, I would not use a PowerPoint presentation with my acceptance speech, but you do you, girl. So she reveals where she lives also, which is like, big deal, whoop-de-hoo. Like, who the fuck cares where you live? Like, it's just so stupid. And yeah, she's like, I'm gonna be real and authentic now. And they're live streaming this entire thing, obviously. And then she's like, I'm not really feeling it. I'm gonna leave. So she like gives back her crown, and they give the crown to like this goth girl for some reason who's like, the prom. It was like our prom. I don't know. And whatever. I was like done at that point. There's this like side comment where the principal's like, well, where's the DJ? And it's like this little like 12-year-old. And he's got his like iPhone. And the guy's like, well, where's your turntable and shit? And he's like, no, I'm just doing it on my phone. Apparently they paid like $4,500 to like have him DJ off his phone. And the principal was like, that's more than I make in a month. And that was really sad because I don't know what this was meant to be. I think it was meant to show how out of touch the principal was with the youth because they had a lot of jokes like that throughout the movie. but I don't really care enough to talk about it. But in that moment, I was like, well, here's the thing. This guy's making a playlist on his phone. He's making a Spotify playlist on his phone. And the principal is literally running a school that educates future children. We need to pay teachers more, is what I got out of that interaction. Did anyone else get that? Probably, I don't know, maybe. But we need to pay teachers more. Justice for the teachers. Oh, the ending of this movie. Okay. So she's like, I'm gonna leave prom because I'm just not feeling it. Cameron's not here. This guy I've known for 2 weeks, he's like everything to me now. So she leaves and she gets a text from Cameron and he's like, hey, I really liked your speech. She's like, oh, well, you saw the live stream. And he's like, no, my phone like still doesn't live stream because it's a freaking like flip phone. And she's like, oh, okay. And then and then you hear a horse neigh in the background. And your insides, they crumble. So previously in the movie, little sister had gone to Cameron at the horse stables and was like, I haven't seen this happy since mom died. You should not let her go because she makes you happy. Go to her. And it's like, bold. Some really bad child acting in that scene, by the way. Oh, wow. Whatever. Okay, sure. No, why? Okay. It is nice that Paget brought back some happiness for Cameron since his mom died. That is very sweet and kind. And I'm happy that Cameron has felt happier as of late. However, that is not a reason to go back to someone who lied to you and made a bet, and that was the only reason they were hanging out with you and like betrayed your trust. That's really not like a good reason. Like if you feel that happiness again, that's awesome, but that happiness is not connected to a person. That happiness is connected to like what he was doing for himself. Like he started to take a little bit more care of himself when he was with her. He started to kind of explore different avenues of his passion. He felt more. He can still do that without her. She is not connected to his happiness. It was the things that she brought into his life that he can continue doing. There's no reason why he needs, that's not a good reason. It's just not a good reason, movie. You can't tell, like, what? It's not a good reason. I don't accept. Take it back. Anyways, he does. He rides up in a horse. He starts on the other side of this random school courtyard in a horse, and he gallops forward to her on the horse. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. Well, that and Anakin riding that space cow thingy to impress Padme. They were literally so equal, and you should never be equal with Anakin in episode 2. Like, never. It was so cringy. Like, it made me physically want to barf. Like, I felt repulsed. I wanted to, like, again, crawl into a hole, fill it up, and die in that hole after I saw that. Like, I don't want to continue living. It was so bad. I mean, dramatic, but also, oh God, why though? Why couldn't you just walk forward? Why did you bring the horse into this? Why are there so many horses in this movie? Okay, I sound like a horse hater. I like horses. The horses just felt out of place. All right, we're almost done. So he gets off the horse and he's like, guess what? There's one thing that you got wrong in your speech. And she was like, oh my God, what is that? Well, actually, she said something about being authentic, but like, yours. And he's like, well, you didn't lose me. And it's like, but she did though. He was like, you never really lost me. That's what he said. But like, she did though, right? Because like, she should have lost you because she betrayed your trust and you knew her for like 2 weeks, and like, it just doesn't, I don't know. Anyways, they kiss and then there's more dancing. And then we get the ending where, so the entire movie, Cameron's been talking about this trip, this backpacking trip that he wants to do. which again, awesome. So she ends up going with him on the backpacking trip, which is cute. It's cute. So prom takes place in like June, right? And if you're going on a backpacking trip over the summer, you're leaving in like July. I left at the end of like June 30th. You want to book those things in advance. You can't just hop on out, like, I mean, I guess you could, but like, by my calculations, they'd have like maybe 2 weeks to plan their trip at most. I was thinking more like 4 days. Well, unless they're leaving later on, but if they're going to go to all these places and you want to spend like more time. Anyways, they start in Portugal. Okay, I'm just going to say it's unrealistic that they went on this trip together after being together for like 2 weeks. And with the time frame of when prom and summer comes around, it just doesn't make a lot of logical sense. They don't have a lot of time to plan this trip. But I will suspend my belief and say they went on this trip and somehow got everything booked and planned. We'll say it happened. They go on a little trip and they're like horseback riding in Portugal. And you know what? Honestly, cute. It was a cute little ending. I liked that they went backpacking together. I thought that was really cute. I think that like she continued to live stream and she was kind of doing like a travel vlog thing, and like he did what he wanted to do the entire time, which was go backpacking, and she's doing what she wants to do, which is being a social media influencer. And they'll, I'm assuming, be back in time for her to go to NYU. So that's kind of how the movie ends, and they get matching loser tattoos on their arm. And I know I already ranted about the placement of the loser tattoo, but now let me rant about getting a matching tattoo with your high school sweetheart. Oh, no. It is so sweet that you guys think you're forever, but you're most likely like 95% not forever. Getting a matching loser tattoo with someone that you have known for probably a month and have dated for probably like 2 weeks out of that month, don't do that. If you are a younger person and you are watching this video, don't do that. I recommend never, ever getting relationship tattoos. I've never gotten them. I do know people who have and have broken up with that person, and it's really fucking awkward, and getting a tattoo removed is very painful, more painful than getting the tattoo. It is just not worth it to do that. Don't do it. Friendship tattoos, potentially. There's definitely more chance that your friendship will last longer than a romantic relationship. For sure. But honestly, truly and honestly, you never know what's going to happen. And tattoos are permanent, and that relationship may not be permanent. And that's okay, because not every relationship is permanent. But that tattoo is. So let's just leave the permanent for things that you want. Only for you. You should get a tattoo for you and no one else. The tattoo should be something you want on your body forever. It should not be a relationship tattoo. If it's going to last forever, it should be on your body. If you don't know it's going to last forever, and it probably won't last forever, that relationship, don't get on your body. That's my closing statement, I guess. Don't get matching tattoos with anyone unless you are 100% sure. You can never be 100% sure that you are going to be in contact and love them forever. So instead, get fandom tattoos because they'll stay forever. No, I'm kidding. Just get tattooed on. Okay, I can't tell you what to do with your body. You get a tattoo whatever you want a tattoo. But I would highly, 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 highly recommend not doing that. And I can't believe that in a movie starring Addison Rae, who probably has a very young audience, they're showing teens getting matching tattoos. And loser matching tattoos. They're not even getting nice tattoos. They're getting loser matching tattoos. Oh, no. Like, getting like a matching flower tattoo that you can kind of like disregard as like connected to them and it's just like a nice flower is one thing, but getting matching loser on you is a whole other ballgame. Whoa there. Why? I am offended. Anyways, that is my thoughts on He's All That. I did not like this movie. Like, not in the slightest. And I really like shit movies. In fact, most of what I watch is shit movies. Okay? I enjoy it. I like Christmas rom-coms. I like Hallmark Christmas movies. I like Netflix Christmas movies. I have seen Christmas Prince way too many times. I am used to this sort of cringe, and this was too much for me. So my recommendation is to just watch everyone else react to this movie and not watch it yourself, because that's what I should have done. That's what I did with Kissing Booth 3, and that's what I should have done with this movie. But for some reason, I thought it might be good. So here I am, sitting on my floor, having wasted who knows how long on this. And if that's not just a metaphor for my life, I don't know what is. But I just kind of need to get it out of my system. So that's it. I have some other videos. Most of them are supernatural related, if you have any interest in that. That is it. Goodbye.